10 reasons why the royal family hates Meghan Markle. Jeremy Kyle accusation. Now I think hate's a strong word, but we shall continue. The Queen's health was raised as a point of concern by Jeremy Kyle while he slammed Meghan Markle for timing her announcements to be as embarrassing as possible for the royal family. Now, this is a direct quote from Jeremy Kyle on Piers Morgan's Talk TV show. Let me know your thoughts on his accusation. He argued, and again, this is a while ago before the Queen passed away, I'll say it again, if you don't want to be in the royal family because you don't want the press exposure and you don't like every facet of your life being interrogated, I get that. You go to California with the love of your life and you have 2 children. You don't land and sign a deal with Spotify. And this is the bit that really gets on my bits. If I'm being completely honest, every single time there's something that matters to the royal family, like this, the passing of Prince Philip. Today is the 25th anniversary of Princess Diana. What does Meghan Markle do? Drop her latest truth bomb. His words are an effort to point out a trend he sees of Meghan Markle stealing the spotlight. I won't say my opinion, but instead ask for yours. Let me know what you think about this down below, as I enjoy reading your comments, unless they're making fun of me. Guys, I'm doing my best. Fake photos. A photograph used showing press bombarding a car with follow-up image of Meghan wiping tears from her eyes. To emphasize Meghan's point of being bombarded by photographers, people kind of started to notice the picture wasn't actually of Meghan. It's from Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, in the vehicle. Host of the Megyn Kelly Show had a lot to say about the series as well. There are at least 3 other shots in that trailer of them getting mobbed by press, which had absolutely nothing to do with them. She said Photoshop is utility nowadays. I agree. Photoshop is very important. If you look at my Instagram page, everything's Photoshopped to make me look like a more handsome Bradley Cooper. Just kidding, Bradley. I would never compete with you, you gorgeous man. But I will say, this is just good marketing. Hater or not, royal family. She got clicks and her Netflix docuseries clearly did well. But there was more pictures used that were proven fake. There's one photo in specific that was actually taken at a film premiere about 5 years ago, before they had even met each other, obviously referring to Meghan and Harry. Piers Morgan exposed the paparazzi photo using the trailer, and it was actually from a Harry Potter premiere, which no royals were at. So Morgan had this to say. They already tell yet another lie in the first trailer with the Harry Potter paparazzi shot, Morgan wrote. It is understood that no member of the royal family attended the premiere, but instead, the photo appears first under search results for paparazzi. Again, it's just really good marketing. Paid. Senior royals are not publicly reacting to this series and are said to be getting on with their duties, as they should. I completely agree with that. Don't go in and dig up more propaganda by getting yourself involved. But there have been claims of hypocrisy against Meghan and Harry. The prince told Netflix it's amazing what people will do when offered a huge amount of money, referring to Meghan's father, Thomas Markle, who obviously staged paparazzi photos before her wedding for a quick bag. He and Meghan, on the other hand, have said to have been paid $80 million for this Netflix show. So I mean, yeah, it is a bit hypocritical. The couple also have previous forms of struggling to tell the whole truth, which is reference to their 17 lies or mistakes in their Oprah Winfrey interview last year. Meghan even had to apologize to the High Court after forgetting she had briefed the authors of Finding Freedom despite denying the claims for years. Yesterday, their spokeswoman raised eyebrows by claiming Megxit was never about privacy. Ashley Hansen told the New York Times their statement announcing their decision to step back mentions nothing about privacy and reiterates their desire to continue their roles and public duties. Any suggestions otherwise speaks to the point of this series. They are choosing to share their story on their terms, but yet the tabloids create an entirely untrue narrative that premates press coverage and public opinion. Facts are right in front of them. Sources close to Will and Kate say that they're shocked that the Sussexes are painting a picture of a couple abandoned by the royal family when so much has been done to make them happy. But Harry and Meghan will whine, in quotations. Curtsy. Among the many scenes Speaking of heated debate in Meghan and Harry docuseries, I think we all know what scene I'm about to talk about. When Meghan Markle demonstrated how she curtsied when she first met the Queen. In the clip, the Duchess recalls preparing to meet the late Queen. I didn't know I was going to meet her until moments before. She basically explained how they were in the car going to the Royal Lodge for lunch, and Harry was like, oh yeah, my grandma's going to be there, and she's going to be there after church. She continued, I remember we were in the car driving, he's like, you know how to curtsy, right? No, as an American, actually, isn't Markle Canadian? As a Canadian, we weren't necessarily taught curtsying in school. That's not what Meghan said, that's what I'm saying, because I have no idea how to curtsy, and I would have killed it, all right? But this is where the issue came. Meghan kind of demonstrated a weird curtsy on the Netflix docuseries, and she got backlash for it. She was apparently very, very condescending in doing so, and sarcastic, and giggled, and people think she was mocking the late Queen. Now, I don't care personally, I think it was kind of funny, but I can understand why the royals didn't take too fondly of this mockery. A potential false narrative. Prince Harry is preparing his memoir. Obviously, we've all heard about that, even though it hasn't been released. And apparently the stories are completely different from ones being released in the docuseries. As they're working on making amends, they've apparently changed their minds about airing the family's dirty laundry. But that's not all. They've also knowingly or unknowingly mixed up some of their story details. The insider claimed a lot of the show contradicts what Harry has written, so that was an issue. Harry and Meghan are having second thoughts on their own project. Sources say that Harry and Meghan had significant requests about toning down the content they initially provided, but were denied because of how late in the process they had done it. Go with your gut, release it, hope for the best. And when all the paparazzi comes and all the press comes, tell everyone you just want privacy. Haha. Protocol. When Harry and Meghan announced their engagement, the pair stepped out for a photo call in Kensington Palace. For the massive occasion, she wore a white coat and green dress, but did you spot the item she left off? The royal expert, Victoria Arbiter, explained the issue with the insiders. You never see a royal without their nude stockings. Meghan, for what I can see from the engagement photos, it doesn't look like she was wearing tights or stockings. Arriving at the annual royal event in a horse-drawn carriage with her husband, Prince Harry, Meghan looked every inch the modern-day princess. She in the bespoke creation by Venezuelan designer Caroline Herrera. However, the suit star turned princess has already overlooked one royal fashion rule. Exposing her shoulders. Royal only. Back in 2018, Meghan Markle joined Harry at the esteemed Commonwealth Youth Forum, which is an event usually reserved for only royal family members, and royal family members were not the only ones there. Considering Markle was still only engaged to Harry at the time. Her attendance was not expected. However, she set aside the rule and just attended. She did it. She attended. What are you gonna do about it? This led to the public to assume that Harry had requested her presence, which he most certainly had to run by the Queen herself. God rest her soul. Markle became the first fiance to attend Christmas Day celebrations. Harry even pointed out how happy he was she was there. I'm also incredibly grateful that a woman I'm about to marry, Meghan, will be joining me in this work, of which she too is hugely excited to take part in. I mean, all the power to him, right? Security threat. Davies, a former Metropolitan Police officer who guarded the late Queen and other senior royals, says the Netflix documentary raises of racial issues could represent a credible threat to members of the royal family. Mr. Davies says fanatical supporters of the couple, in particular those who believe Meghan has been wronged by the royals, could be radicalized by their claims. I've always said there's a greater risk from fixated individuals than there is from criminals. He said he warned the documentary's dangerous focus on race could create a small minority who might take violent action. I personally say, if there's evidence of racism that has been claimed to go on behind the doors, then as anyone else, action should be taken. Again, like anyone else, accountability should be taken from the people I question. I mean, there's one thing making claims, and if these are proven true, if Meghan did undergo racism and sexism, like anyone else, just because they're royal doesn't mean that they shouldn't be held accountable. Whether you agree with me or not, I know I'm right on this point, so you have to agree with me. I make the rules. Privacy. Basically, all royal staff signs NDAs. People in palace don't want the public to know too much about what goes on in the palace, but I believe that this was broken when Meghan and Harry released a docuseries that might as well have been titled Life as Royal. But here's my defense for Meghan and Harry. I'd like to know if you agree. In today's day, the internet is running media in general, and people are more curious to what they don't know due to everything being at the click of a button. When the world can search anything and get answers, the answers they can't get become a mystery that people get obsessed with. And the more secretive a government body like the monarchy becomes, the more people dig and create ideas of their own. I get the docuseries is not what royal protocol ensures, but I think putting some never before seen info out saves the royals from an inevitable curiosity perished the cat situation due to people finding the truth in the modern era. All right, now that Meghan Markle has been stateside and out of the firm's reach, she apparently has been dishing about Prince Harry's side of the family. Woo, who would have knew? What a life, really, like inside the palace, a little frosty, according to The American. In March 2020, a source cited by the Daily Mail claimed that Markle bemoaned the lack of warmth at the royal gathering, finds all this standoffish behavior very odd, which I agree. Her sister-in-law, Kate Middleton, is reportedly the biggest culprit. Hear that, Kate? It's still weird to her that no one hugs and everyone is so uptight, especially Kate, the insider said, to be a close friend of Markle, told the tabloid. She says, it's obvious that William and Kate don't approve of some of the choices they've made and that you could cut the tension with a knife. The source went on to say that Middleton and Markle barely interacted during the latter final trip as a senior royal and reportedly even avoided making eye contact. Woo! Rumors of a rift between the two duchesses have been dogging the royal family for some time now. However, this damaging narrative really started to take root in 2019 when Markle guest edited the September issue of British Vogue. She neglected to put Middleton on the Female Forces for Change list featured in the issue. She also said it would have been arrogant to appear on the cover herself. So, I mean, that's fair. A little humility here from Meghan. Middleton was on the cover of the Meg in 2016 though, so I mean, she kind of won at the end of the day. Thank you for watching.